Oh, I have to redo an episode because my phone died. Didn't know that, but that's okay. I will take care of this, knock it out, and I will put up stuff, so that's cool. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I'm redoing an episode, but that's okay. Welcome everybody. I'm your host, Manny Stevens. Profile, KWAM Profile PT. The last show of this is DoKFres, and I'm pretty sure, guys, I will give you my spiel. KWAM Profile PT / it'll be DoKFres on YouTube. And my Tiki-Taki will be OrcaDoc at Alpha Orca on TikTok, ORCADOC at ALPHA ORCA. And my Instagram gang, my thing is NinjaDoc86153. So definitely, I think my content will be good. You guys like it. But I think mostly with DoKFres, it's a social cultural page. So mostly we'll probably be on YouTube because there's more discussions. So, like I said, I'm going to be as apolitical as possible. And the only reason I didn't have a separate channel is because all my shows are parts of my life, and they gel and mesh together. So, like I said, coming in hot. So I'm going to talk about what I have lived in this life for many moons. So I'm going to discuss one, which might be a 3-part, if not more part show on polygamy and its impact in Western culture. So I'm going to go over, and it's like funny how I said everything and then my camera died, the phone died on like a minute and 11 seconds in. So get it charging, it should be good to go. Hopefully it doesn't go out. If not, I will deal with it. So the reason why I want to discuss polygamy is because, number one, this has been my life for 17 years. And I chose this because when I split from my wife, and I'll get more into it, I just, as they probably want, just give people a little bit just to get them interested. But the choice versus a lot of stuff that I hear was to be a protector and a guide and a support system and a nurturer for my women. A lot of women, especially a particular ethnicity of women that look like me, say they're the least protected. And I'm pretty sure I'll have my trolls and people say, oh, he's a simp. But I may tend to agree with it to an extent. Again, that's a discussion to be had later. So polygamy is the general term that people live to be more than one partner or spouse they have in their lives. There's a general subset called polygyny, which is one husband, multiple spouses, multiple wives. Polyandry, which is one wife, multiple husbands, and then polyamory, which is, that always seems to be with intimate partners. And that's a loose thing, and I think that's kind of where a lot of disconnect is happening. Some people are always having these groups and they're having chats. Things get lost. So I want to tackle this because I really would like to see this as legal as LGBTQ marriage for a lot of the same reasons. So when I chose this, it was because a lot of women was out there just trying to date, and men are just trying to still put notches on their belt. And I figured, like, okay, all your 20s and maybe part of your early 30s, but when you're in your late 30s, 40s, and 50s, and you're still like, okay, well, being honest is not a bad thing to say. If you were married, you don't want to do it again, or if you don't have a decision to do that, that's fine. My oldest brother didn't get married till Russell's 8 years older than me, and I think he's already been married 2 years. So he got married he's 8 years my senior, 63, got married at 61. And I didn't think he'd ever get married. So it's a choice. With poly, that seems to be the term, I can definitely say that the younger people, the millennials and Gen Zers, seem to have a better grasp at that. And the women and the Gen Z men and Gen X men and women seem to be having a challenge. I think there's a variety of reasons. I definitely am going to talk about those reasons. I may find myself having this conversation, whether it be live or have a taped one and then put it out there to get everybody's comments and thoughts about the interactive dialogue I have with a person. One of my sisters, Crystal, she actually had a face-to-face Zoom 7 o'clock meeting and every Thursday. And I did make one. It was myself, herself, another gentleman. We weren't trying to talk to her or nothing. He has his own tribe and his own family dynamic, and she has hers. And we were just talking how to make this viable. What can we do to be good stewards and emissaries for this to be a viable family option in America? And I wish I was able to commit more time, which I can probably get back to. Crystal, sis, thank you again. Just had life. These things happen. I think the biggest thing why it has a challenge is we ourselves call this a lifestyle. And if you think about it, break it down, style. Style comes and goes. And if you say lifestyle, it's a style. It's a part of your thing, and it can change. I have always been fit, and I never called it a lifestyle. I may have changed my way of training and done things, but definitely it's funny now. I can consider a lifestyle because it is to also support other lifestyles. My diving and my cycling and my camping, right? So, and like most people, COVID happened. I cheated, got off the wagon, but I've also had injuries which have held me up. And I just dealt with a variety of things that honestly, the last 5 years, I have not trained like I used to. I'm getting back to that space because this is a love of mine. Eating, I've never not eaten clean. Have I cheated more than a little bit over these past 5 years? I have. I've had more of my fair share of cakes, candies, and cookies, which is something I've never done, ever. Like junk food for me was like a once or twice a month, but I have definitely, but it's okay. So when you look at that and say this is the lifestyle, even people say they're swingers. People could be monogamously married, but they swing. They never say they're poly. They just say we're in a swinger lifestyle. Because they don't do it all the time. That's not something you got to do every day. But just at a simpler, identifiable example is you don't hear parents say how's the parent lifestyle, or even how's the working lifestyle, or how's the school life, or they say how's the college lifestyle. No, when you're in college, that is your life. You are trying to get that degree, and how you're adjusting to college life or life in college. Or even monogamous. They say, how's married life? They don't say, how's married, the monogamous married lifestyle. They say, how's married life? So I think that's a big step. What people who live a plural family dynamic need to be cognizant of is to not call it a lifestyle. And I really, that makes me bristle so much when they say that, because this is not, I have made so many personal and professional sacrifices, and anybody I know that knows me knows I crave diving, even to the point if I had my dream intimate fantasy of the dream women stars with me, and I had a weekend with them, and I got a call from my mentors and stuff who I look up to, and they had a 1 month dive mission, and they had one of the 3 rebreathers I love so much. I'm going for a month. I might die. So a weekend with my dream women, or a month on a dangerous expedition, I'm going to take that. That's how much I love diving. But that's my lifestyle, because if things are happening that I can't get in the water, that is okay. The world, I'll be okay. As long as I have my stuff stored in a clean air temperature place and it's good, I'm all right. So yeah, that's a big thing. So I consider those things, So that's things that men consider, because this will be driven by the men, and a lot of the men feel a variety of ways why they don't pursue that. Another thing is, when you are presenting your spouses, the guys who are successful, a lot of times, the women are kind of got them pimped out. The women are butts sticking out and this, that, and the other. It's like, they make it seem like you're having a, I'm glad my camera did go out, because I made some movie references and I didn't want to get sued. So I'm glad I did that. But just to make it like, a pimp or player. It's supposed to be your spouses. So if you were ever monogamous and you didn't have your wife doing that, if you were monogamous or you had one woman before, why would you do that when you have 2 or 3 women? So just something to consider. So we have to address this and live this and execute this in a way to where, the women don't seem exploited and sexualized. Just a thing to think about. So in closing, into part 2, like I said, guys, like, subscribe, join. Oh, I'm not joining anything. I don't have anything for you to join. But just like, subscribe. Please, by all means, comment. Definitely, I would love to maybe do a recorded session with people to discuss it with a panel. And heck, even a live would be great. I would love to do that. So that's why I made this choice, because I just got digital post fatigue, and I think this is important. I would like to be able to freely be able to walk around I walked around proudly as a dad and a husband who was in a monogamous marriage. I wish to be proud and not ostracized and maligned and persecuted for being a virtuous, stand-up, plural polygamous husband, polygynous husband. So that being said, everybody, I hope to have more of you wonderful fellowships. I don't want to say followers and stuff, because I want to fellowship with y'all, and I guess I would be called yourself followers, because I'll be your guide. I think we all can guide each other. So, but my fellow plural family members and share this, and maybe you can share my story or what I will share with your friends and family to have a better explanation of it. I have no problem explaining things away for monogamous, and they may never accept it. But again, we're in America. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You know, my caveat is as long as we're not trying to impose that on other people. So, I think that's a good thing. So, that being said, everybody, it was great talking with you. And I hope to see you guys on the other side. In a positive way. Thanks. Bye now.